this episode of the Versus podcast. My name is Matt, and joining today is Devin, Caleb, Garrett, and Trey. Today we'll be diving into the NFL to discuss the AFC East. But before we get into the episode, we would just really appreciate it if you guys would like this video and subscribe. Please help us to reach that 100 subscriber goal. Boys, I'm so glad that we are finally all together to record an episode. Trey, it's been a little bit, but since you haven't been on the pod, let's start with you. How are you doing?
Doing good, boys. I miss you boys a lot. It's been a minute, and I'm happy to be back.
That's good. It's good to hear. Good to hear. G, how are you doing out there in Iowa?
Just working, doing nothing basically after I just work, sleep, repeat. But, it's been fine. Excited to get back to Arizona, but, yeah.
Hey, there we go. It'll be fun. It'll be fun when we're all back together. Doing the podcast live again will be fun. But Caleb, I know that I get to see you all the time, but how are you doing tonight?
And that is just great that I get to see you all the time. But it is a pure joy to my soul. But it's going great, boys. It's finally the weekend, Friday night's the best because you got Saturday and Sunday coming up. So that means no work for 2 days. So, I'm just living life.
Hey, there we go.
Just living life.
Hey, there we go. Caleb's on the grind. So
I'm on the bit of grinds.
Hey, there we go. Devin, you're in the other room in my house. Well, my parents' house. But in the house, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, I got you and my second family back this week, so
hey, there we go.
I'm not staying in the house all alone anymore. We're chilling.
Hey,
life is back to normal.
Buster.
I had Buster.
Yeah. Life is going great for me, boys. Big Brother is back. It's summertime. It's the best. Baby. It's the best. Oh, it's the best time of the year. Big Brother. I mean, sports, of course, because that's what we're here to talk about. But without wasting any more time, let's dive right into the talk that we're going to go ahead and dive into the AFC East tonight. So as we get closer and closer to the season, it's crazy. I think it's about 8 or so weeks away from the regular season starting the first game. So we just wanted to give an in-depth look into each division. So we're going to be doing that leading up to the NFL season. So tonight we'll be talking about the AFC East. So let's start by naming our favorite offseason addition in this division, whatever it is, any of the teams. Devin, let's start with you. What's your favorite pickup one of these teams did?
My favorite is Tyreek to the Dolphins. I think it's the best player that changed to this division. I still don't think it's going to change much for the team. I don't think Tua has the arm to be able to make Tyreek the same player he was with Patrick Mahomes. But if I'm just taking talent to the division, I think the best pickup was Tyreek.
Yeah. Trey, what do you think?
I think the best move was Von Miller to the Bills. I think, like Dev said, I think Tyreek's the best player, but I think in terms of improving the team the best, I think it's that move because the Bills' biggest problem I think was pass rush. And Von Miller's not the same, but adds a lot.
Yeah, G, what do you think?
I kind of went from a different angle here. I like the whole draft for the Jets, basically. The Jets drafted really well this offseason. They got Sauce Gardner, probably the best DB in the draft. I feel I'm obviously biased, but Garrett Wilson is a really good hands catcher. He probably has the best hands out of any wide receiver in the draft. And they also got their edge rusher, which they really needed. So I think that was probably the best draft out of any team, and I think it was the best move out of any team in the East. So yeah, I'll go with the Jets draft.
Caleb, how about you?
You know what? Trey Christians, aka Trey Top out there. I agree with you. I think Von Miller, I think that was a great move by the Bills. There's a lot of loaded offenses in the AFC, and Bills' offense is already great. All they need is a great defense, and I think Von Miller was a step towards that. So I'm gonna go with Von Miller to the Bills.
Yeah, that's a great move. Just something that I kind of preparing for this podcast and then just hearing you guys talk about it more. It's pretty evident that they weren't the biggest moves made, but everyone made a move besides the Patriots. It didn't really seem like the Patriots did much this offseason. So we can get into them later, but I think you got to go with the best player that they've added to this division, and that's Tyreek Hill. I think that the Dolphins want to win. I'm kind of with Devin. I don't know if Tua is your guy to be able to do that. We all saw the video of him throwing the deep ball, and they've all tried to backpedal since that happened. But
best receiver in the league. Very cool.
Yeah,
I hope you're joking, by the way.
Jettas.
You're not joking?
Adams.
I don't want to get into this, but that's just
well, but I think that it's a great pickup for the Dolphins. But we'll see if Tua's the guy. We can get into that conversation later. But let's start off with a team that's biggest offseason news, in my opinion, might not even be about football, but it has to do with their star quarterback, and that's Zach Wilson and the New York Jets. But with all jokes aside, do you guys think that Zach Wilson is going to take a step forward in his second season? Garrett, let's start with you.
I think so. I mean, he showed really good flashes of what he can be this next season. I just think he's just got to be more consistent. I mean, he did kind of have a little injury stint, but yeah, I think this past offseason really has him a little more motivated to perform well. And
Devin, is there anything that you need to share? You doing all right down there?
I'm just holding back from what I want to say.
Sorry, Garrett. Go
ahead.
Keep
going, Garrett. My bad. I couldn't contain myself.
It's all good. No, yeah, I feel like the Jets added enough weapons. Also, somebody I didn't say is they added the best running back in the draft, Breece Hall from Iowa State. So I think there's a lot of weapons that they can utilize. I think Salah's a good coach, and he can help advance the Jets offense, and Zach Wilson be a better QB this year.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that Breece Hall is a great pickup. I think he's a really good running back. I think that he's done a lot for the team. Like Iowa State last year, he was pretty much all that they had. I mean, they had who was their tight end? Oh my gosh, he won the I forget what his name is, but they had some players. But Breece Hall, he broke the record for most consecutive touchdowns in a game. I think it was. Let me look that up. But he definitely had a really good season. So I think he's going to transition well to the NFL game. But we'll have to see. I worry about Zach Wilson. I think that he's going to be good, but I just don't know if he is going to be the best quarterback in that class per se. I think that him starting to get the weapons, I think that we need to not judge him off of this year, but maybe in the next 2 to 3 years how things pan out. But hopefully he can turn into I think he can be an average quarterback in this league. I don't know if he'll ever be that top 10, top 15 range, but that's my personal opinion. Caleb, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he'll be better than his first year, just because it's his second year, and I think he'll make a decent jump. I mean, like you guys are saying, he's got more weapons. He's got Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. He's got a couple other ones, and Robert Saleh, I feel like, is a pretty solid coach. So I think he'll make a jump. I think he'll be an average quarterback, like you guys said. I agree with that. I don't think he'll be anything crazy, but I feel bad for that thing with his mom's best friend was kind of. I feel bad for his ex-girlfriend. Shout out to Abby Gill if you're watching this. Probably not.
Caleb, you're trying to get with his girlfriend. You're trying to get with his ex-girlfriend.
Before we spread misinformation on this podcast that came out to be untrue. But I mean, I feel like it's best if we just run with it, because
exactly
it just makes the NFL lore even better.
But his ex-girlfriend started dating his best friend. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They were roommates.
Homie Hopper.
Yeah, roommate.
Homie Hopper.
Homie Hopper. Okay, that's. But I just gotta give her a shout out. But she's probably not watching this, so that doesn't matter. But anyway, yeah, that's my take. Take.
Also, I wanted to add another thing. Braxton Berrios, he's gonna be. I feel like him and Hunter Renfro are like the same kind of like wide receiver. I feel like him and Zach Wilson can like develop a really good like relationship. Maybe not comparing it to Brady, but it could be like a Brady Wes Welker kind of connection there. I think that could be something to look out for the next season.
Yeah, no, that's good. Does anyone else have anything to add on the Jets that they wanted to share? Trey, did you share yet?
No. Yeah. Obviously, I think like Zach Wilson's gonna take a step up, but like with all the events that happen with the whole Zach Wilson thing, like if you can see it on social media within the players, like their team chemistry like went up through this, and I think like they're like one cohesive unit now, even though it's just some stupid little thing. And they took like a trip together, like Zach Wilson said. But like I think they're gonna be a lot better team chem wise, which is gonna help on the field.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that could definitely bring them together. I think that they got a nice young core, which it's looking brighter in New York for the Jets than it has in a while. So I think that's a good thing. Dev, did you share yet?
No, I'm kind of with everybody. I don't think he's going to take a huge step, but he's matured on and off the field, so I think he's going to be looking a lot better. Yeah.
All right. Before I get absolutely destroyed by my girlfriend, shout out to Hannah, because she is an Iowa State fan. So I need to figure out the name of this tight end. I can't figure it out. It's
probably not even watching. She's fake.
Yeah, exactly. So this will be the test if she actually watches, huh? So Charlie Kohler is the tight end for Iowa State, and yes, Breece Hall broke the 24 consecutive games that he had a touchdown. So sorry for all the Iowa State fans out there. I apologize. But moving back on throughout the episode.
I was just gonna say Charlie Kohler's a stud. I will admit that as an Iowa fan, he's good. I'm just gonna say now. It doesn't. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth, but I had to say that.
All right, now let's move over to discussing the Dolphins. We all have talked about how they traded for their newest weapon in Tyreek Hill, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Tua, with this, is going to be able to lead the Dolphins to the playoffs this year? And I heard Garrett say that he thinks that that's the best wide receiver in all of football. So I want to start with you again, and let's go ahead and have you weigh in what you think the Dolphins. Are the Dolphins going to be a playoff team this year with Tua and Tyreek?
I think so. I think that they can be. They were closer than they should have been this past year, and they weren't even that good of a team. So I think, especially, just how the NFL can get real mixy towards the end with, the 9 and 8 teams, around 500 teams. But I just think Tua is overhated, to be honest. I think because he has had, he's been inaccurate at times. I mean, that's pretty obvious. But I think that Tua can, really improve himself. I feel like he has the mental stability. I think he's a really good guy. He has a good work ethic. I think him and Tyreek just need to develop a good connection because, Tyreek is the most explosive player in the league. He can get you a touchdown in 2 seconds. So I feel like if they can just develop a good connection with Tua and Tyreek, I feel like it'll be a playoff team, good wild card team for the Dolphins.
Dev, what do you think?
I've been going back and forth on this one. I definitely think along the same lines as Garrett, they're going to be in the end of the season. We're going to be seeing them competing for that wild card spot. I don't know if I see them pulling it off though. I'm still not a big Tua believer. I don't hate the guy. I just think he's like a Baker Mayfield, but I don't. What's that look for, Garrett? He is.
I just don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that statement.
inaccurate passes. He's like a Baker Mayfield who can run a little more, but that's my take on it. I don't see them making the playoffs, but they'll definitely compete for the wild card spot.
Trey, what do you think?
I am straight up not a believer in the Dolphins. We'll see it later in my rankings. I think Brian Flores is a great coach. I think that's a tough L. I mean, who knows what the 49ers OC will be like, but I don't know who to say Tua's not going to get hurt again. You know, he's had injury problems, but also like Tyreek, top 3 talent, wide receiver. But I'm interested to see what he's like without Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy and Patrick Mahomes. I think for sure, stats wise, will be a step down, especially with Tua. But without like the creative geniuses in Kansas City, I think it's just he's not going to be as good. And I don't know. Brian Flores is the big one for me, especially defensively.
Yeah, Caleb, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Tyreek move definitely makes them a lot better just because he's a top 3 receiver in the league. He's a stud, but I don't know. Wild card. I mean, I got him. I might as well say right now, I got the Dolphins going 500 on the year. Maybe 1 game over, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know if I see him going wild card. I mean, Tua is what a 2001 Honda Civic. Isn't that what Tyreek called him?
That's what he did. Yeah, I think that is what he called him.
I didn't hear that. He said he was a. Did he give any explanation besides that?
I think it was a bit out of context, but I think that's what he called him.
He said he was going from a Ferrari to a used 2001 Honda Civic. I thought that was.
No, I think it was a bit taken out of context. Tyreek has been pretty. He's been pretty supportive of Tua. He said that. I think in some interview he said that.
He's more accurate than Mahomes.
Yeah, which is debatable at the least. But
I don't think it's debatable.
I just want to clarify. I don't think that the Dolphins will be a playoff team this year. I think that they can be. I just don't think that it'll happen this year. But
they definitely got better. Though. I will, so. Yeah.
So I'm kind of with I'm in between Garrett and you guys. I'm not I'm not totally against Tua. I think that he can be great. I think that he can be a really, really good quarterback. I mean, you saw what happened. I know it's college, but you saw what happened at Alabama when he was healthy. Like he came in the second half of a national championship game. Like who can do that? Like on the biggest stage. Like that's pretty ballsy stuff right there. I think that what Trey said is huge, and I think that that's why the Dolphins aren't going to be as good this year. I just don't think that he can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, I think he can be a great quarterback and can lead them to the playoffs. But I don't think he's going to stay healthy. I think that he's had health problems his entire career. Since he started the full season at Alabama, he's had health issues. He always tried to play on the ankles at Alabama and stuff like that, and that's when we saw the great comeback with Jalen Hurts coming in the fourth quarter and beating Georgia. But if he can stay healthy, I think it's good. I think it's going to be – I think it's interesting with Tyreek because I don't know if – I wouldn't say that Tua's strength is his long ball in any way, shape, or form, and that's a huge part of Tyreek's game is blowing by people. And so I think that if you can get Tyreek over the middle of the field, that's going to where it's going to be shy and that they're going to do great. But on the deep ball, I think that they're going to struggle. And so I think that that's going to maybe be something that they're going to have to work through because he had the best arm in Mahomes and he's been used to that. So I think that that's something that we'll have to take into consideration for it.
Yeah, I think people are overreacting a little bit about Tua and that he's a bad deep ball thrower. I like how they took that one clip of him underthrowing Tyreek in practice and just blew it up. It's just how sports media is nowadays. But yeah,
hey, that's why we're here. We're here to give the real.
Yep.
That's why we're here.
Facts.
That's what we're here to do.
Yeah. We don't. Yeah.
That's why you need to sub right now. If you're still watching this right now, sub. What did he say?
Yeah, you had something to say and you just stopped saying it. No, but yeah, there's a small community on Twitter that backs up Tua. They call themselves 2-on. I would like to be a part of 2-on. I think it's a
Yeah.
If anyone that is a part of 2-on out there, Garrett wants to be a part of it. He would be greatly welcomed.
To be accepted into 2-on.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good stuff. Next, let's talk about the Patriots. Do you guys think that Mac Jones has what it takes to be a top QB in the NFL and take the Patriots back to the playoffs? Dev, start us off. What do you think?
Well, yes to the second part of the question, no to the first. I think
does Mac Jones have the potential? I'll say the top 15. Does he have the potential to be a top 15 quarterback?
I said, yeah, he has the potential.
Do you think that he will become a top 15 quarterback
this year, or just in general?
In general, in his career.
Yeah, I think in his career he will be, not necessarily this year. I think that there's a decent chance that he takes him to the playoffs this year. I mean, last year they went 10-7, and obviously, it'll be his second season, so he's not going to be, just learning the ropes. He's been in the system for a year now, so I definitely think that he's going to be a good QB that can lead him to the playoffs. But I don't know if we'll see him crack that like top 15, top 10 quarterback for a couple of seasons.
Trey, what do you think?
I think Mac Jones is going to make a big leap this year. And I think he definitely can be top 15. He can also definitely be your quarterback to win a Super Bowl. I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl in like the next couple of years, but I think he can definitely be a Super Bowl winning quarterback if you put the right pieces around him.
Yeah.
Garrett, what do you think?
I don't know if this is like a crazy thing to say, but I don't know. I can't like think of the list all in my mind, but like, isn't Mac Jones kind of like a top 15 quarterback already?
He's close.
Like as a starting QB, I feel like he already is. No.
Yes.
I can't.
All right. Let me ask you.
Top 10. I think top 10 is the best to compare it to.
Let me ask you this question: do you think that Tua or Mac Jones is better now?
Mac's
better
Jones.
now.
Mac, yeah.
I think
Mac.
Shoot. Well, I think the system fits Mac Jones better. I also think that Tua may be a more overall talented QB than Mac Jones is, but Mac Jones just is in the perfect system, so he doesn't, need to do a whole lot.
Doesn't take much skill. Like that's why Tom Brady was,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Stop, Dev.
Don't even say
my
that.
bad.
I'm gonna clip you for that and put you on TikTok
Bro,
for that.
What?
What is wrong with you?
I'm joking.
Man took a team to the Super Bowl the next year. You are
Brady
getting
hater.
Oh my gosh, man!
Can't.
You're just mad that Tom Brady first year comes back and then beats the Packers in the NFC Championship game. You just can't handle that.
I mean, he had the better team.
Well, yeah, that's why they
weren't you guys the number one overall seed?
Yeah, no, I agree, Garrett. I agree. That's why they won.
But
whatever. Yeah.
I think the Patriots will have a better record than they did last year.
Wow.
I think so too. By one game, I have it as by one game, but
even with no real moves, you think that that's the case?
Yeah, I mean they don't really need to change much. I think they just need to develop more.
Haven't they lost?
I mean they did just trade N'Keal Harry, which is like a huge move.
Oh, they did? Who did he get traded to? I didn't see that.
He got traded to the Bears. Yeah,
for 7.
I hate that.
And that's tough. They just lost one of the McCourty, the twins they have. You know what I'm talking about? They just lost one of them. One of them retired.
Yeah,
I feel like they lost a decent amount of people.
They get Dante Hightower back though.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, completely off tangent here. But we'll get into the Bears more in Justin Fields, obviously. But do you think that N'Keal Harry can be any sort of type of weapon for Justin Fields to have a little bit more success next year? G?
I don't know. I honestly have no idea because we really got such a small sample size from N'Keal Harry, and it was not promising. I feel like he's just the butt of every joke. He's a joke.
I heard the man
social media.
I heard the man is like crazy athletic, and he's got like the talent, but
He's
I heard
crazy
he is
athletic.
I heard he like cannot get down a system. I heard he's just not smart.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like Matt would know the most out of anybody here.
Yeah, Nikhil Harry, I'll tell you this. When Nikhil Harry went and got drafted by the Patriots, I'm like, the Patriots see something. Like, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. And then the next year, Brandon Ayuk went and had the year that he had. And I was like, Brandon Ayuk's going to be a better wide receiver than Nikhil Harry, because I think that Brandon Ayuk can understand a system better, to where, like, kind of what you said, Nikhil Harry is just like freak athletic. Like, when he played at ASU, it's just like, we suck. We're going to be 7-5. Let's throw it up to Nikhil Harry every single time and see what happens. And so I don't think in college, he didn't really have he wasn't playing that talented of teams. And when he did, they were just throwing the ball up to him. So I just think it was not really anything to where he was being challenged. And I've heard that that's the reason he's not doing well, is he just can't get the plays down. Like, he can't. I just don't think he's that smart of a guy. But I mean, if he's a freak athlete, man, he really is.
Here's my thing. I don't think the question should be, is Justin Fields going to make Harry better? I feel like it's the Bears system, because we saw what happened with Allen Robinson. So if Matt Nagy's system is going to tank Allen Robinson like that, but I don't know why you're shaking your head, Garrett.
Is Matt
Nagy's
gone?
gone? Yeah, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone?
Yeah, he got fired, bro.
My bad. I had a
bro. You're getting roasted.
It's a typical.
It literally
Packers
doesn't matter.
fan.
It doesn't matter.
Worrying about the Bears.
I don't have to worry about
they
the Bears.
beat them because they beat them so much that they don't even have to worry about the Bears.
I knew Matt Nagy got fired. Anyway, because the quarterback sucks. He's not the future, and he's trash. It doesn't matter.
all right. We'll shut that off. We'll get to that in another.
But how can he say something like that? And
okay, Garrett, you say one thing, and then we're going. This is it. Last chance.
Justin Fields had to play under Matt Nagy, and he was also hurt last year. He played well for what he was, the cards that he was dealt. There you go.
Okay. All right. Does anyone have Caleb? Let's let you go. You haven't said anything about Mac Jones. Do you think that Mac Jones is gonna take a leap forward, and do you think the Patriots are going back to the playoffs this year?
Hey, I'm on the Mac Jones train. Wait, Jones train. I think he's a top 15 quarterback, and I think he'll definitely make the playoffs. I honestly think they'll challenge the Bills a little bit. I'm serious. I think he's in the right system. I think he's in the right system.
All right, Caleb. Let's slow the roll down.
Hey, Caleb, keep talking like this, because I need some weight off my back.
Hey, I don't mind getting out, boys. I don't.
Wow. I'll end with the Patriots then. Let's slow the roll. They are nowhere near close to the Bills. But I think that Mac Jones is a good quarterback. I would say that I think that he will be top 15. I don't think he is now. And I think that he is very much a system QB, and he got dealt a great system, and he knows how to play. He's a leader. He's a winner. I really like Mac Jones for the Patriots. I think it's a great fit, and I think that they do go back to the playoffs. I think that they do a little bit better in the playoffs this year, hopefully, but about the same outcome. I see him being a first-round exit. And
he got ripped too, right? He's looking good, Mac Jones.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the final team that we're going to talk about, and that is the favorite to win the division, maybe for all of us except for Caleb, I guess. I'm just very interested to hear his list now. But let's go to the Buffalo Bills. Trey, starting with you, do you think that the Buffalo Bills have what it takes to not only win the division this year, but make it to the Super Bowl, win the AFC this year?
Shoot, man. I think they'll definitely be in the AFC Championship. I don't know I think it's going to be another year of losing in the AFC Championship for them. I think it's going to be like one of those runs like the Celtics had or something, where they're just a little young, and just lose a couple of times. And Patty's been there, Andy Reid's been there, and I think the Chiefs are. Well, we called it a couple of episodes. We talked about like way early Super Bowl predictions, right? And I said the Chiefs, so I'm sticking to it. But I think the Bills will be in the AFC Championship.
Garrett, before I go to you, I have a question. Is Josh Allen a better QB than Patrick Mahomes?
Oh wow. I just feel like because they're so comparable, like they have such similar play styles. I would say Patrick Mahomes is better. Just like, are you talking about like talent wise or like career over their career?
If you're like right now, I would say Tom Brady is the GOAT, and then I would say Joe Montana is number 2. If you're listing that who you think is the best, who do you think is the best out of those two?
Yeah, I would say Patrick Mahomes, but I think they're like 1A, 1B almost. But yeah, about the Bills, I think Trey kind of like touched on like how young they were. They've like had some heartbreaking losses deep in the playoffs, like back-to-back years. Like they lost in the AFC Championship 2 years ago to the Chiefs, and then they lost based off of a coin flip last year. So I think they have all like the pieces that they need to like make a run. I feel like they should be in the Super Bowl. I mean, obviously every season's a failure if you don't win the championship, but I feel like it'd be like a super big failure if the Bills don't make it to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. Caleb, going over to you, I'll ask you a different question because, big quarterback guy over here, big Cardinal fan. Is Josh Allen better than Kyler Murray?
Oh, you really got my hands tied there. No, I'm, me, I'm a Kyler fan. I like Kyler, but I gotta go Josh Allen.
I'm shocked.
I already said too crazy stuff on this show. I can't say another crazy thing. So I gotta go Josh Allen. I thought
we were gonna get him. I thought I was gonna get him.
Hey, it was a good question.
But how do you see the Bills doing this year?
D-Hop is the best receiver in the league. But I'll come back to the question you said. Bills are going to the Super Bowl. The reason I say that is because you remember when Tom Brady was the Patriots quarterback and Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs? Didn't they fail like 2 years in a row and they were so close? Or maybe it was one. Okay, it was one. But it went from the Patriots to Pat Mahomes' time. Now it's Josh Allen's time.
So Mahomes is done. Done so.
I mean, Pat Mahomes isn't done, but like it's Josh Allen time this year. It is. And then I got to clear up the Mac Jones thing. I got to clear that up. Bills will win the division, yes. But I feel like if there's a team to challenge them in the division, it will be the Patriots.
I agree.
And Mac Jones, he will challenge him. I'm just putting that out there. But yes, so that's what I gotta say.
Dev,
what you like? Just what do I think about the Bills?
Sure. Let's. I'll let you know what I like. This trend I've started is Josh Allen better than Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Josh Allen's better than Aaron Rodgers.
I'm
100%.
shocked that Dev said that too.
Wow.
And he's going to be better than Patrick Mahomes this season.
This season,
I think. Yeah, I mean,
is Josh Allen winning the MVP? Say it right now. You're on the spot. Who's winning your MVP right now?
Yeah, I'd give it to him.
Okay.
I think we're gonna see not the fall. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is easily top 2 QB in the league, 3 QB in the league. But I think we are gonna see a little fall with Tyreek gone. I don't think the weapons they replaced him with are gonna do much. And I think Josh Allen has taken that leap, and I think he's going to be better than Patrick Mahomes. You can shake your head all you want. I know I've said a lot of stupid things on this podcast today that even I'm not proud of, but I'm proud of that one. And I think that the Bills, I have them going. Are we saying the record yet or no?
No, just
okay.
You see them going to the Super Bowl.
I think they're going to win the whole thing. I said that last month when we did something with like the top 5 teams or whatever. And I think the Bills are going to win it all.
I'm just shocked that you said Josh Allen is better than Aaron Rodgers because I don't even think.
Yeah.
Dude, but Aaron's like 40 years old now, man. He's getting
I don't
old.
care. Like
He's
I honestly
still
do
better.
not care. I don't.
He's
Aaron
still
Rodgers
better.
is still better.
Well, obviously, I'm not talking career-wise. I'm talking about like this season,
No,
who's going to be the better quarterback?
No, that's what we're talking about. Like,
Yeah, that's
Josh,
what we're saying.
Josh Allen this season.
I think that
will be the
Aaron
better
Rodgers is going to have a
quarterback.
better season than Josh Allen.
That's wild to me because I'm a Packers fan and I don't even believe. I think Aaron Rodgers.
Sorry, go ahead, Dev.
Aaron Rodgers. I love the guy to death. Favorite player, but I think it's Devontae's gone. He can't just chuck it to Devontae whenever he wants out of something. And I think he's got a super young wide receiver core, so it's going to be a little hard for him to like catch up to pace right away. And I think that's going to be the outlier.
That's fair.
I think this is the season that he proves that he is better than Josh Allen because of the talent that he has to throw to.
Okay, but like,
I hope.
Yes, Aaron Rodgers is not just going to chuck it to Devontae Adams all the time, but when he's in trouble, who is he going to throw it to? When it's his last resort, he's throwing it to
AJ Dillon, baby.
But now
he can put it. He can put it anywhere he wants.
He can
put it anywhere he wants.
Look, I'm not.
He doesn't have the chem though that he had with Adams.
This is the other reason that I think that Aaron Rodgers is just better than Josh Allen. Like obviously career-wise, I think that he will career-wise over time because I don't know if I see the Bills winning that many Super Bowls. But like you put Josh Allen with the talent that Aaron Rodgers has this year, and I think that they're a average playoff team. Like they're not winning their division, and I think the Packers are winning their division easy this year. Sorry, Trey, but I just do.
No, I do too.
That.
So, I just do. But I need to go back to this because I understand. I understand that there's a lot of hype going into Josh Allen this season. I've been seeing a lot of people put Josh Allen in front of Patrick Mahomes, talk about how Patrick Mahomes doesn't have any weapons. I get that Tyreek is a huge piece. Like it's a loss. But like if you think that Patrick Mahomes isn't the best quarterback in the NFL, like I just
come on, Matt. Come on.
I just don't see how he's not. He's proven his first year he took his team to the AFC Championship game and they lost in Foxborough at the peak of Brady.
Coin flip. I think it was at home. They lost on a coin flip. Yeah, in overtime they lost big.
I think it was in New England though, wasn't it? Was it in New England or was it at home?
No, because the Chiefs had the 1 seed that year.
You're right. But
they lost.
My point is
they the coin flip.
They go to lose to the Patriots, who then go on to win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's last Super Bowl in New England. He does that. The next year, he goes and wins his first Super Bowl in his second year as a starter. In his second year as a starter, he wins the Super Bowl. He keeps on setting records. He is. I think that I don't think he'll win as many Super Bowls as Tom Brady has, but I think that he has the chance to be one of the best quarterbacks of all time because I think that that's just how talented he is. And I think that it's crazy for people to think that Josh Allen is more talented than him. I just don't see it. People are saying that Patrick Mahomes has won more, but that Josh Allen is more talented. I just don't see it. I don't see how that's the case. But I going back to the Bills, I do think that the Bills are going to be a great team. I don't see them going to the Super Bowl. I think I said it earlier. I'm on the same wavelength as Trey. I think that the Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl this year. I think that everyone's counting them out, talking about how they have a hard schedule. We can get to that, but I think the Bills are going to compete. I think that the Von Miller pickup is great. So I think that the Bills are in for a great season, but I think that they're going to come up just short and kind of have to look again and see how they can try to run it back once more. But we'll see how that pans out. But let's go ahead and share our division records and how we think the division will shape out. Let's go from share your first team and their record all the way down to the fourth. And I'll kind of just start it out. I have the Bills at number 1 at 14-3. I think that there's just they're looking at their schedule. There's a couple tough games that they got to go onto the road to. I don't have it pulled up right now, but I see them losing just a couple games, having a great season. I got the Patriots at the same record as last year at 10-7. I think that they don't make much change. I think that they're still going to be a playoff team, kind of what I said earlier. I got the Dolphins competing late into the season. I got them at 8-9, just missing the playoffs. And then I got the Jets improving a little bit. I got them at 6-11. So I think that they win a couple more games, but still not where they need to be just because they got to play some decent. They got some decent teams in their division, in my opinion. So, let's go to Trey. What do you got?
Mine's actually really similar to yours. I have Bills 14-3, same stuff as you. And then actually I had it down Pats 10-7 as well. I don't think they can get to 11 games, but I think they're better than. I think they're a double-digit winning team. And then I have the Dolphins and the Jets both at 7-10. I really do think the Jets will make the jump this year. And I'm not a believer in the Dolphins at all. So,
Caleb, give it to us. What's your rankings?
Yeah, I actually have mine's very similar to you guys also. I got the Bills number 1. Bills number 1 at 14-3. Then I got right behind them the Patriots. I think they'll be 11-6 this year. I think I'm gonna give them those 11 wins just because the Mac Jones train. And then I got Dolphins 8-9. I don't see them making the playoffs either. Although they did get a whole lot better with Tyreek, but I don't see them making the playoffs. And then I got the Jets at 5-13.
5-12.
I mean, yeah, 5-12. Did the math wrong there. 5-12. Yeah.
Dev, give it to us. What's your standings?
Got the Bills at 13-4, Patriots 10-7, Dolphins 9-8, and Jets 6-11.
Did you say Dolphins 9? You think the Dolphins have a winning record? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they were 9-8 last year. I don't think they're with the addition of Tyreek. I don't see them going. I don't see them having a worse record this year than they did last year. In fact, I might even say they go 10-7.
So you think they make the playoffs? Is that what you're saying?
Nah, because the Patriots are going to go 10-7 as well, and the Patriots are going to have a tiebreaker, and there's going to be another team, and then they're going to almost make it, but I don't want to give them that credit yet.
Okay. And G, finish us up. What do you have?
Yeah, I think I went a little different than you guys here. So I mean, all of us agree that the Bills are going to be the division winners. I had them at 14-3, losing to the Rams, Packers, and the Patriots. And then I have the Patriots at 11-6. The AFC East, they have some good, they play against a pretty good division this year in the AFC North, I think. So that'll be tough. But I have them at 11-6. Then I have the Jets coming in third at 9-8.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking at their schedule, and they have some they have games that the way I looked at this record, how I determined my record is I looked at the game, I looked at how I felt about it, and if I felt that the Jets should win this game, then I gave them the win. So I have them at 9-8 based off their schedule. I mean, it could always change. And then I have the Dolphins at 7-10.
Bro, time out.
Yeah.
You have the Dolphins at 7-10, but you spent 10 minutes defending Tua like he was your guy. You think they're gonna have a worse record this year than they did last year?
Yeah, I mean, offense isn't everything. I think that the Dolphins, I mean, they have the potential to be good. I just looking at their schedule based off of what I feel about them now, I have them at 7-10. But yeah, the Jets have they have a pretty easy schedule towards the end of the stretch. They have 3 games in a row.
I did see that.
They play Detroit, Jacksonville, and Seattle 3 games in a row. So coming down to the wire, those could be some pretty important games for the Jets if they're in it towards the end. So yeah.
We'd like to thank you all for tuning into this episode of the Versus Podcast. We are having a great time. We can't wait for the NFL season. Can't wait to dive into more of the divisions. But before we go, we wanted to share a verse as we always do. So Trey's going to share a verse with us today just to give a little bit of the word today. So go ahead, Trey.
Yeah. Shout out FCA Camp for the theme verse. I got Ephesians 1:3. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who has blessed us in Christ with every spiritual blessing in the heavenly places. And also, like, reading this verse, another one that pops in mind is in James when it's talking about how every good gift and every perfect gift is from above. And for me, it's just a great reminder that God has blessed me with so many things in my life, and to look at life like not half empty but half full, and help me to remember that my blessings have problems.
That's good stuff. Well, we appreciate you sharing that. We really appreciate that. We appreciate all of you tuning in to watch this episode. Please remember to like this video, comment anything that you think was crazy said. Do you think that Devin is crazy for not knowing that Matt Nagy got fired by the Bears? Flame him in the comments down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We want to make it to that 100 subscriber amount. Do you guys have anything else to say?
I apologize for my comments in today's podcast. Wasn't my greatest podcast. Definitely had some better ones. You know, I'm gonna rest up. The next podcast is gonna be better. You know, and I'm just gonna wipe this one away. So
hey,
I
expect a Notes app apology tweet on the timeline for this by tomorrow morning. But yeah, to and on Twitter, hit me up, let me in. I'd love to join.
Yep, tune on, hit him up.
Team of the future.
Trey, you got anything else to say?
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Good to be back. Caleb, you look like you're asleep, so let me plug the social medias and we'll get you to bed. Please follow us at versus.podcast.
Hey, have a great night, everyone. Have a great night. Get a beauty sleep.
What if it's not nighttime, man?
All right, as I was saying, follow us at versus.podcast_ on Instagram, on Twitter at versus_podcast_, and on TikTok at versus.podcast. Thank you so much, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Peace.